think that regardless of the labels, Africa is going to remain a very important market, simply because it's a market that needs so many things that others can offer, that,
Right.
you know, it's going to remain like a very important point for foreign companies. Now, let's also remember that not only China is not the biggest player in Africa, also Africa is a very small market for China. Chinese companies are a lot more active in Asia than they are in Africa, for example. So Southeast Asia, Central Asia, you see a lot more Chinese presence. Anyway, aside from this, I think Africa remains a very interesting market. We see a changing economic conditions in China. So we see a sort of slowdown of the economy, sort of, you know, like cooling down, basically. But some factors that were very important in China's outward expansion remain. So the infrastructure overcapacity, for example, remains. There's a lot of infrastructure companies that need to find profitable projects that are not available in China at the moment. So because that remains a factor, at the same time, you have less availability of the sources of finance from policy banks, for example, that you had before. So we're probably going to see a continued sort of upward trend, but at a slower pace for the next, 5 to 10 years. I think that's what is more likely to happen. So not a complete withdrawal of Chinese companies, not a complete like U-turn, but a slower pace of growth and a more cautious approach towards markets that can be considered more risky, such as African markets.